Starscream, and now the leader of the Decepticons.
Do as I command.
Yes, yes, Master.
Less talk, more work. Autobot presence detected. Megatron, do you read?
I'll crush you with my bare hands. Autobots, roll out!
We'll give them the fight of their lives.
They must be terminated.
Prime told me there'd be days like this.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Join them in extinction! You wrong, and you ugly too! Dinobots, attack!
Decepticons, retreat.
You are a fool, Megatron! Starscream in pursuit!
Prioritize turrets. I've got morons on my team. You fail me yet again, Starscream.
Old friend, you kept this planet safe. You truly are a worthy Autobot. Good work.
Transformers! I won't let you die.
Yeah, the game is more fun in co-op.
The M on its chest! That's the weak spot! By the way, I'm Wan.
Pleasure to fight with you, Wan. Call me Yin.
Name's Link.
Congratulations, you have unlocked the bonus quest, Co-op Achieved. For the very first time, Emerald will grant you rewards that were never before seen.
Let's breaking the mirror. Reach out and wood. It doesn't matter whoever, however, wherever. We got nothing but more. You came from the shadow, she falls from the glow. Don't even need to know whoever we were before. We better than me, us better than me. Stay together, let it go. We better than me, us better than me. Stand together, let it go.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and pets alike, welcome back to North America Challenger Tournament Summer Season. I'm your host, Assassin Dave. I hope everybody had a fantastic week so far. To this beautiful, beautiful Friday or Saturday, depends on where you're watching the tournament from. Now, that's right, today we're welcoming the last week of the NACT knockout stage. Today we'll determine the last 2 contestants going to the top 8, and then we'll determine top 4 contestants going to the final stage by the end of this weekend. So, it's going to be a jam-packed event this weekend. Make sure to jot down on your calendar every day at this time to come in on time. Get all your friends, tell your parents, tell your grandparents, and tell them to tell their grandparents. I don't know if that's possible, but get all your family and friends to come over and watch the tournament. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we got some question of the day. Yes, the interaction with the community continues as you guys are looking at the questions of the day. Number 1, how excited are you for the top 8 elimination stage? Number 2, should we have more NACs in the M4 tournament? Ooh, spicy questions for some spicy conversations in the chat. Start typing, start writing your answers now, and make sure to tag your Discord tag, and you might just receive some special surprises from our Discord moderator. With that being said, our first match of the day is already in preparation. The teams are ready, the casters are ready. Today we have 2 very, very talented, charming, attractive casters. The king of all potatoes, private dancer, not a public dancer, private dancer, as well as the king of all gamings, Combatcat Gaming. That is right. With that being said, I'm gonna quickly send over to the casters desk so they will tell you more about today's matches. Let's go.
What is going on, North America? That's right, and thank you for that intro, Dave. It is I, your potato caster extraordinaire, going to be bringing you two great series. To my right, though, we have Combatcat Gaming that is going to be joining me at the caster's desk. And how are you feeling today, Combat?
I'm feeling good. I'm ready for some really close matches. I hope we get some, 2-1 games. I'm really interested to see how we see Team Sexi. I want to see how best player does.
Yeah, definitely going to be some great matches. Two great series is going to be the Valley taking on Aether Explicit, Team Sexi taking on Lunastra. This is the last night to decide our top 8. So 2 of these teams will be moving on. 2 of them will be going home. And we do see the question. Oh, the questions are gone. I was too late for it. But here are the brackets. You can see what has happened in the weeks, the days leading up to now, and this is where we are at the last quarter of the brackets. The Valley, Aether Explicit, Team Sexi, and Lunastra are going to be fighting for those last 2 spots in that top 8.
Going to be a really interesting competition here, because it's the last spot for the to really go home with some money.
Yeah, and we can see the questions there about if you're excited about the top 8 and if you feel like NA deserves 2 slots. I know a lot of teams would probably appreciate 2 slots for going into M4, but man, not just that, but we do have prizes coming up as well. It's for $10,500 as prize pool, as well as 173,000 diamonds. Going to be part of this prize pool. But as saying that, we're going to be moving into the banning phase of this first match. The Valley taking on Aether Explicit, and right away, Combat, we see that fanny ban coming in from the Valley.
Well, it's a respect ban there, so just going to leave someone open, maybe a Valentina, so to get into the hands of Nicolette. Actually, no, sorry, not Nicolette.
Indeed, they are trying to take out that early game, especially for Aether Explicit here, and a lot of people kind of leaning towards the Valley. I do like Aether Explicit in this right now. They have come up through some pretty close matches, ending up being able to come out on top. But we do see that Valentina ban. Boca Rosca was actually able to get that in the last series last week and just ran some mayhem. But I know, especially with with the Valley having first pick, you definitely want to take away those more powerful, more OP meta picks away and get them banned out, as we do see that Julian getting banned out as well.
Julian is such a good ban because he can dominate the game. He's such a flex pick. You can put him in the gold lane, in the EXP lane, in the mid lane, or you can run him as a jungle. So it's a good ban there. Balmond.
Yeah, Balmond, they're going to be taking away some of that early game pressure. One of the more unique things for North America right now is that Balmond pick. Such a high pick rate for us right now, just because of how well he can, as soon as he starts getting that lethal counter, he's able to basically bully his way into the enemy's jungle, taking buffs, dominate objectives. There's very little he can't do. And even if he gets behind, it's not too hard, especially with that jungle emblem on Belmont, to be able to kind of catch back up. So definitely a good takeaway there from Aether Explicit. And then we do see that Akai ban from the Valley.
Very standard ban there with the Akai, just trying to take him away so it doesn't disrupt the Lord fights and the turtle take. So good takeaway. With Balmond too, with Balmond I find he's such a key piece because he can use that retry and still claim the objectives using his lethal counter.
Yeah,
so
I'm wondering if we're going to start seeing something a little bit. We saw little shades of it last week, where we saw Faramis starting to get picked up more with that cult, that cult Alter, being able to keep heroes up with that immortality like ultimate where heroes just come back up with a decent amount of HP, and it really kind of turned the point for some of the teams last week and actually forced a few upsets. So I'm definitely looking to see if we're going to be getting an upset tonight here with the Valley taking on Aether Explicit. But we are on to the first pick, waiting for the Valley to decide. We did see Wan get taken off the board, and this first pick always so integral because you're basically, with how many great characters there are right now, there's still an Xavier out there, there's still Karina out there, there's still a lot of strong picks, because when you pick this first one, you're basically giving your enemy, you're going to be giving Aether Explicit two very strong picks to counter with on that. And we do see Raquel going ahead and picking up that Xavier first and foremost.
Well, you have to take that Xavier. You can't let him fall into the hands of Aether. That dawning light is just.
Yeah, we've seen we've seen that Xavier does have a great presence on the map, as well as Eve has been coming up as well. With that real world manipulation, especially for 5-man teams as organized as we've been seeing here. Oh, but we do see the Masha getting picked up, that early game harassment that she can provide. Not even just early game, but all game, especially if she can latch onto that back line, and then we see the Eve pick up. And I'm wondering if we're going to be countering this harassment with maybe some harassment of our own. And it looks like we're going to go ahead and pick up a Thamus and an Esmeralda for the side of the Valley. And this is going to put a pretty beefy front line for them right now.
It is a beefy front line, but you are going up against the Dyroth. You left him open, really to okay. So I really think I think Dyroth is the right pick here for the side of Aether.
Well, it's surprisingly enough is Dyroth has been as there's so many counters in XP lane. I feel like Esmeralda gets out countered by a lot of people in the XP lane now. However, you wouldn't know it looking at the stats. Esmeralda is still one of the highest pick ban rates right now, and still sitting at above 60% in that XP lane for NA. So I think it might be coming down to the fact of what Esmeralda provides as far as team cohesion with that ult, the falling star moon, to come down onto the team to stun them, to initiate and engage. Whereas Dyroth, especially when team settings come in, he can fall a little flat because a lot of his moves can be are telegraphed by him. Like they have that big long warm up, which gives people pretty much an entire hour to get out of the way. So I mean, I think that maybe comes into play, even though she does kind of lose out to him in during that laning phase.
I do like what Aether is doing with their draft/bans. I thought, they're going to pick up that Dyroth there, but they instead chose to take the marksman because the Valley has not picked a marksman yet, and then take out another marksman in Beatrix. So, you're really lessening the hero pool for the side of the Valley.
Yeah, they're definitely focusing down those marksmans there too. They did pick up Claude, which I do like, because you do have that shredding potential that he does provide for some of those tankier heroes, especially if he picks up Demon Hunter. And so that can be a huge downfall for an Esmeralda and possibly a Thamus, depending on when he's executing that ult, that Inferno ult that he has there. So we'll see how well this plays out for them too, as we do see them starting to take down roams here, which makes me question of whether this Masha, they don't believe that this Masha is a roam, apparently.
I was thinking too, it's such a good pick for the Masha. It's a bit of a flex pick also, because you don't know if she's going EXP lane or if she's going to be the roamer. And in this case, it looks like she's going to be the EXP laner. Okay, no, she'll be the roamer, I'd say.
Yeah,
Aether just playing
always
with me.
Yeah, always trying to keep us guessing here. We do see the Uranus picked up. Still a very strong XP laner there as well. Into an Esmeralda. I don't really believe that Uranus outright wins, but as you see with most of these games, they basically strike even. And it's going to come down to both of these, the Esmeralda and Uranus, basically cutting each other's lanes and ignoring each other because they're not going to be able to take each other down. But we do see Basic pick up that carry, and I do like this pick, especially into a Uranus, because of the amount of damage that they can do in the late game. However, is that the wisest pick against a Masha? Just because she's going to be able to shut you down with her abilities, no auto attacks, and then with that thunderclap, they'd be able to burst you down if she can get in there, possibly flank. And this is what I was asking for. Something different, something new. We saw a little bit of this last week. This for Rammus pick, Combat.
He's coming back. I like to see it. A bit of a different play there for them, because you know they can go in with the Esmeralda and the Thamuz, and they have the HP draining from carry. She can take out that Uranus, but you know it's a really interesting lineup that they have. We do see Lance, bit of a different jungler.
It's going to be very interesting here too, because this Lance, I've been wondering, most of the comments when it comes to like NA's meta compared to other metas, is what I've been hearing is, why aren't people picking Lance? Apparently he's
Lance
super strong.
He's very meta right now in Indonesia. I see him out here as well. So
and we're going to go ahead and head back to the caster's desk right now as we get ready for this first match, the Valley taking on Aether Explicit. But yeah, you're right. It's been a huge thing for Indonesia, a huge thing for the Philippines, and I don't know if we're just kind of, if NA has just not gotten the bullet, or if we've just kind of strayed from it. But man, I'm excited to see how these two can kind of go into each other as we start with this first match of the series.
Welcome to the land of dawn, everybody.
Yeah, we do see them both starting out here. Doesn't look like we're going to get too much. Oh, we do see a little bit. Aether Explicit looks like they're going to be looking for possibly a little bit of an invade onto that blue buff there. Maybe just a little bit of harassment. I mean, if you're not harassing with a Masha, are you really playing Masha?
And we're just seeing Sushi really trying to force out that retry there.
Yeah, and definitely it's still able to get away there. So a decent amount of cost efficiency, maybe not as much as they would have wanted there, but we do see a little bit of an invade coming in here. Lance is getting a little grouped up onto, and he was able to go ahead and pick up that Lethal Wanderer. So this might spell a little bit of a problem for Aether Explicit, especially when it starts coming to these objectives, with Lance being able to just dive in and use that Thorned Rose to basically negate all the damage and then be able to get back to safety. So Jesty might be a great pickup here for Jesty and Aether Explicit here, as we're starting to see little hints of that here in the early game.
That's one of the reasons why I think Lance has become really meta at the moment. Just being able to go invulnerable using that Thorned Rose and dodge sort of all these big tanks that are at the front line, and be able to get to that back line.
Yeah, and right now both teams kind of jockeying for a little bit of position. Nobody really getting off too much offense. We do see Templars taking a little bit of damage. Still has about half life left, but still, especially with that passive on Uranus, able to get it back. We do see a group down here. Basic is able to safely get away, but still a ton of gold being taken off of this tower right now. Jesse does go in. Maybe a little bit of a misplay there. Does get slowed up as Sushi's going to go ahead and try to help him disengage there.
This team fight there has really just opened the turtle up for Aether.
Yeah. Oh, and then they are doing. And right now we do see Aether Explicit does go in there with that Blazing Duet, and they're going to take a decent chunk off of this tower right now. And they do get taken very low with that Dawning Lights, but they are able to disengage from it. But like as you were saying before, the Valley down at the bottom able to pick up that turtle without really much of a contention there from Aether Explicit. And I've been saying this right now, like if you're going to let that turtle go, you need to make something happen somewhere else, because you can't just be letting these objectives go, especially for a team like the Valley, who's going to keep encroaching on your territory.
You do need a little bit of a trade there, I would say, too. I agree with you. We do see a bit of a fight going on, just really trying to annoy Lance at the moment.
And here is what we were talking about before, just that harassment by Sushi. Two people over here not really scared too much of trying to fend off Guapsi here is Sushi. And right now, really not too much, not a kill going in either direction. Bocarasco does lay down. Real world manipulation comes down. Guapsi actually might be in a little bit of trouble here, but that Cult Altar does come out. Sushi taken dangerously low. And right now, is he going to be able to get away? An auto attack by Raquel is able to take down Sushi, and that is going to be a first blood for the Valley.
Very late first blood there, but it was just them feeling each other out, and I feel like, that Cult Altar was such a savior. You never really know when it's going to get popped, so...
Yeah, Saba actually in a little bit of trouble, taking a lot of damage, is going to be able to try to get away, but Basic put in a bad way here in between the tower and Sushi. Oh no, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get away. Arvil is here trying to provide some support, but not enough, as down goes Basic. Bit off a little bit more than he could chew up there at the top, but we do have two down here. Templars, I mean, just not afraid of JC right now on this Esmeralda, as we do see Guapsi going to go ahead and start on this turtle.
I really thought Faramus was going to use that Cult Altar there to save Basic.
Yeah, but I don't think he had it up yet, especially since he had just used it for the previous turtle fight, or not the previous turtle fight, for previously. Ooh, Saba getting out of the way of that Dawning Lights. Honestly, a great game being played by both teams right now. Very neck and neck, very careful, not giving away, getting out of position too much, and very forceful right now. Nothing really, no big mistakes made by either team or getting caught out. And these are the types of games I like to see, because it makes those clashes when they eventually do happen so much more important. We do see Masha latching onto Arvil a little bit there, but isn't going to be able to finish the job. They are going to come in onto Basic here. Is he going to be able to get away? Oh, we do see that Phantom Execution come down, but Cult Altar is able to help him out, but it does not save the tower. Blazing Duet coming down onto Basic. Is he going to be able to take him down? Raquel with a Dawning Light takes down Claude. Jesty is doing his best to try to get out of this, as Guapsi is on the chase. Arvil is dangerously low right now. Boca Roscoe with the real world manipulation is able to pick up Arvil, and man, what a great game by the Valley right now. They are just taking it to, or both of them right now, Aether Explicit and the Valley, but you do see a trade right now. They did pick up 2 kills there, Aether Explicit was, but the Valley able to...
Oh my God.
Dawning Lights does take down Aether Explicit, and Sushi. You're never safe with an Xavier on the enemy team.
Never safe. Whenever I see a Xavier and I know that he's there or in the game, I tend to try to not recall, or recall a little bit further away.
Yeah, we do see. Look at this fight. As Guapsi is going to go ahead and try to disengage there. Boca Roscoe gets taken down there. Sushi thought that they were safe, but that Dawning Light did finish them off. And right now it is 5-2, starting to lean a little bit more into the favor of the Valley. Sushi is going to go ahead and try to put some damage onto JC here, but really not going to be doing much against an Esmeralda.
We do have a lane swap with the carry going down to the bottom lane now, dealing with Uranus and Templars.
Yeah, and we are seeing them press onto this tower. Oh, Dawning Light coming onto Saba, but that Blazing Duet not able to save him. Cult Altar comes out. Jesty might have bitten off a little bit more than he can chew. We see that slow coming down from Boca Roscoe. Is he going to be able to put it down? He does. That real world manipulation trying to slow down JC, but it's not going to be enough, as JC is so tanky right now. But Basic going ahead and taking down that mid tower is going to go ahead and try to join his teammate as Aether Explicit is trying to disengage from this. We do see Templars going in deep into the back line of the Valley, is going to be able to get away safety, and they are fighting over this orange buff right now, but it does look like Aether Explicit is going to be able to pick that up.
That Cult Altar is such a Uno reverse card. You know,
yeah, and these team fights aren't as organized as we have seen with the Cult Altar. It's just like these random skirmishes. Oh no, look at that stun. And then the Dawning Light coming onto Aether Explicit, and they might be rethinking letting Raquel get onto this Xavier as he does clean up Uranus there for Aether Explicit.
What a combo with Arvel and Raquel there.
Yeah, we do see them coming in here right now. Bocarrasco does take a heap of damage from that Dawning Light. This mid tower is on its last leg, does go down with all of that damage from Basic. And then up at the top, we are pushing onto this tower. Guapsi, just a macro right now by the Valley. They are just showing up Aether Explicit, and they cannot catch their breath. They need to get organized, need to be able to start taking these lanes, or they're going to have a rough go of the rest of this game. Only at the 8-minute mark, and it is 7-2 with a 7K gold lead in favor of the Valley.
The Valley is really dominating that lane pressure and really forcing, you know, Aether just to go back. You know, they're not even safe in their own jungle at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does look like they are trying to bait out this Lord. Aether Explicit trying to come in, trying to zone out. Is this going to be enough for Templars out there? We do see that real-world manipulation coming down, but there's nobody really inside of it. He's not really doing much damage to anybody right now. Oh, and he does get popped up. Does Bocarrasco. Temptress is looking like he's going to go down. Basic now coming in, diving pretty deep into there. Sushi does take down Raquel, so we are at a 1-1 trade right now. Pop up to everybody. Sushi goes down, blazing duet. Saba trying to get out of the way, is gonna have to run as Guapsi scoops up that first Lord for the Valley.
The damage output of the Valley and on top of the Cult Altar from Paramus is just, it's really hard to deal with.
Yeah, we do see that a Cult Altar was activated up there, and Jesty was trying to get out of the way, did get caught, and then a pop-up. Man, it was just too much to try to get that Lord. Dealing with the pop-ups there, that Aether Explicit seemed to hit every single one of them, and Valley was able to kind of take advantage of that with those team fights and be able to get those kills to be able to take this Lord. And right now, the Aether Explicit is in a bad way, as we do have this Lord marching down to mid. Look at all the lanes, too. Perfect execution. All lanes are crashing at the right moment here. Jesty is going to go ahead and get onto Raquel. It's going to be enough. Raquel does take down Jesty. We do have a real-world manipulation coming down. Lord gets taken down, but we do have all lanes crashing right now. Dawning Light does come down onto Aether Explicit as they are trying to get some value out of this Lord right now. We do have minions coming down. Sushi coming in through the side. Looks like chasing deep for Raquel, but that kiting is more than enough to see Sushi go down there, and there is a mid inhibitor turret going down right now with minions now at the top and bottom, and Aether Explicit is in a bad way right now. They are still fighting here right now. JC is trying to take on the heaps of damage. Jesty, ooh, a lot of damage went on to Basic with that Thorned Rose there, and looks like they're going to go ahead and disengage. And this is what you do when you are ahead. You get your momentum, you get your towers. If you can't get anything, it's time to disengage, and that is what the Valley is doing right now.
The Valley has done so well. They were able to get, while that Lord fight was going on, they were able to take down the bottom tower, and they have managed to take out the mid lane tower as well. So really good Lord push there, and it wasn't even enhanced. So awesome job by them.
Here at the top, taking on all 5 members of Aether Explicit. Right now, they just cannot deal with the tankiness of that, and that is going to spell a lot of trouble for Aether Explicit. We do have an engagement on here. Oh! Jesse, what a dawning Dazzling Light even after that dodge attempt there, and they are going in. Cult Altar has been activated, and Boko Roscoe is the next victim. And Aether Explicit is trying to disengage. We do have minions coming up here. They might not even be looking for a Lord right now. Look at Saba! That damage there. Tempest is about to feel it next. Look at them right now. Sushi is trying to go in on Basic. Is he gonna be able to get him? He's trying. Basic putting on the nod. I don't think he's gonna be able to stop him. But they do trade lives, and right now that is a 4-for-1 trade for the Valley, and it doesn't look like there's going to be much to be able to stop them here. Real world manipulation coming down here. Is Boko Roscoe going to be able to clear out these minions? He does stop him, but there's still damage going onto the core here. Another Dawning Light takes out Boko Roscoe, and that is game 1 for the Valley over Aether Explicit.
GG's, well played. Ban Xavier.
Not just Xavier, but the entire team right now. We did see that Faramis with that Cult Altar. Look at that, 14 assists out of 18 kills. That means he was around for almost 90% of like the team engagements there. Just great mobility by Arville on the Faramis to be able to get in wherever he was needed and make sure that he was there to kind of top up his teammates. And of course, the Raquel on that Xavier, 26% damage right now. And honestly, if it weren't even for the picks, just the rotations, the zoning for these objectives and everything, just well over in the side of the Valley right here for this first game.
I think one of my favorite points here from Raquel's game is the team fight participation from the Xavier. A lot of Xaviers you see, like, they really like to stay back and try to affect the game with the Dawning Light. But Raquel was on 76%, was if I'm not mistaken, team fight participation. Oh, 94, sorry, 94. That's amazing.
Yeah, so he was always... they were always there, but we're going to be going back to the caster's death. What an intense first game by these first two teams. But man, the Valley really showing, they've been one of my top teams in NA for a while. Just the amount of skill that they have, the cohesion, how they come at some of these, first of all, just how they play their characters. The Valley of all players are people you do not want to give specific picks to. And I feel like Xavier, Valentina, they didn't go for Franco that time, but like those really high skill meta, like heroes you just don't want to give over to the Valley because they're going to make some expert use out of it. And unfortunately, it just felt like there really wasn't much disengage for the side of Aether Explicit that match. So as they started going in there, and there wasn't sustain as well, especially going in with that Faramis pick. So it's really scary now as we're starting to see more and more Faramis. It might start becoming more of a priority ban or pick for a lot of these teams now.
Well, it's an interesting pick because he does offer, the crowd control. He offers the Cult Altar. So it's a very, we're about to jump into the bans and picks now. So let's head over.
Yeah. Adding on to that Faramis thing, it's not just the Cult Altar, the sustain that he offers. It's that mobility. When he goes into that phantom form, how fast he's able to get around the map. And even being able to grab heroes over walls now. That change to him being able to go over walls now has been a game changer for a lot of support players who have been trying to pick him up. But we're going to see if maybe that last game kind of affected how Aether Explicit is going to be going at this draft. And it does look like they're going to go ahead and keep on to continue with that Balmon's ban there. I mean, of all the picks, I mean, he would probably be one of my first ones too, because I feel like he's so monstrous and so easy to play as well. So like, I mean, it's one of those picks that I feel like you need to get off there unless you have a dedicated counter for him.
Balmon's definitely a trio pick in NA, and everyone, like most people can use Balmon to a very high degree in NA, so good ban there.
Yeah, and we are seeing Thamus is getting taken out. That regen, definitely a problem, especially combined with that Cult Altar. I mean, he was nigh unkillable there for the Valley, but I mean, Aether Explicit, I honestly feel like it doesn't matter what you pick. We need to work on these rotations. We need to work on making sure that we are there for these objectives. We saw that right at the beginning, right from the get-go, they were being out-rotated when it came to objectives. That first turtle, unanswered for, as they were trying to make something happen. I feel like they linger a little bit too long to some of these lanes. They're pushing in. If they don't get the marksman, there's a certain threshold of time where you have to be like, all right, guys, wrap it up. It's time to go somewhere else and move on, because we're not going to make this happen. But we do see that first pick for Ramus being picked up here. I wonder, and on Boca Roscoe, I wonder if we're going to be changing this up into a mage, or if we're going to be trading this to a support here. But on the side of the Valley, we are seeing Esmeralda first picked up here.
Esme was a good pick for them. You know, they're not really scared of a Dyroth. They've showed that. So we have a Ling.
Your team is picking.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about too. Some of those more mechanical heroes, I feel like the Valley is going to shine on. And Ling is one of those that just has a very high ceiling for what he can do if you have the mechanics for it. So we're definitely going to have to see what we can kind of engage here. And I'm eager to see what the Valley answers this Faramis with. We still do have some things I was just about to say. We have a Wan open. So this is, I feel like this is a great pickup by Aether Explicit here. It just depends, because right now we're going to be waiting a little bit for this Wan to pick up. And I mean, we still do have a pick on the side of the Valley. If they pick up a Clint, I don't like Wan's chances. I mean, these early pickups it just depends on how well we can support these lanes, especially because Wan has a very, let's call it, disappointing early game when it comes to the laning phase.
Well, once you get 1-1 fed, it's basically hard. You can't really stop it once she's fed, and she gets that gets all of your weak spots. But you know, we really see that that Dyroth going into that Esme, and I thought we were going to see another Uranus versus Esmeralda fight, never ending. But we'll see how Dyroth can mechanically take on Esmeralda here.
Well, and that's the thing, too, is like we were talking about before when I was talking about the first matchup of a Dyroth going into Esmeralda. We came on into these group fights very quickly, and that's where Esmeralda shines, where she can come in with that ult, that Falling Star Moon, and stun teammates, still get some shield and sustain off of them. So it was a great group pick for the Valley there, as opposed to Uranus, who can get in there, but doesn't offer any real CC unless he picks up that Ice Queen wand to like slow them. But I mean, that really wasn't their greatest problem when they were going up against a Faramis. So they had a lot of sustain heroes, and including a Faramis to go ahead and top them off during those team fights. So very frustrating match, I would say, for Aether Explicit in that last one. And like I said, in this one, it looks like they're taking a note out of it now too. They're going to take that Faramis and try to use it to their own advantage. But I do like this pickup of the Esmeralda and the Kufra, because this is just two great sets. Not just two, but Guapsi too, with that Tempest of Blades. So we have like just the potential for these wombo combos for the side of the Valley.
You do, but in saying that, you're really inviting yourself to let 1-1 get her ulti off. You know, because you do have to, if you're not diving 1-1, you know, there's a high chance that you're all going to get wiped out from her ulti late game.
Yeah, and that is a great point too, because it depending on how she is positioning herself, how Saba is around during these team fights, and if he's not getting caught, if he's staying in the back, making sure that once the Kufra does come in with that Tyrant's Rage, or that Falling Star Moon from Esmeralda, or that Tempest of Blades, that he is waiting for those abilities to go out so that he can get them all grouped up to be getting those weakness spots, those weak spots, and that crossbow Tang off. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this is played, and if there is some type of disengage or some type of front line that Saba will be able to play off of that will be able to protect them.
I'm really interested. Like, I was really interested to see with like the Xavier was left open to the second phase of bans, and the Valley didn't pick it up.
Yeah, opting for something a little different here, and that is interesting too. He's been a very strong character here for some of these, but definitely have something in mind here. So, man, it's. I feel like this, like you see this Lilia being picked up by Raquel. She's going to be able to throw out, come in onto these engagements without fear, because she's going to be able to activate those black shoes to get away. So she can be able to deal a bunch of damage, a bunch of slow, and it's going to leave Aether Explicit prime targets for any of 3 sets that we see on there right now. But we are seeing Xborg being picked up as a last pick for Aether Explicit here. Very interesting too. We're gonna see how well, especially with how we've seen Xborg in here on the side of well, in NA right now, Xborg has been basically like the tanky cutters, the counter to like the tanky metas. And I don't really feel like there's too tanky of a composition on the side of the Valley.
We head back to the casting desk. What do you think about the Irithel pick?
You know what? Before last week, I would have said I didn't like it, but I've seen it used. I've seen it successful, especially for New Wave. They were able to use the Irithel against Area 77 and came out victorious in their last match to go ahead and get that upset there. But we're going to go ahead and move right into it. Game 2, the Valley taking on Aether Explicit. It is do or die time now. The winner moving on to the top 8, and the loser going to be going home here. So we're looking for an intense match here, especially here at the opening between these two teams.
It's going to be an interesting combination between Faramis and I don't know, Mind Blank and Saba.
Yeah, we do see a little bit of a duo lane coming up there. They are going to try to shut down that Irithel, try to get Wan farmed up a little early here, and just keep that pressure onto Basic. Because once Basic gets that that damage on that Irithel, if they can, like, Irithel needs to get close to be able to do all of this damage with that heavy crossbow. But if you're stunning the enemy team with the amount of CC that we see on the side of the Valley, you're going to have no problem getting in, running circles around them, and just dominating them with that damage on that Irithel. So they really need to keep her down.
My only concern for the side of the Valley right now in this game is they have a lot of heroes that need to get close, and really, if Jetsi can position themselves well, get the crossbow of Tang, get the weak spots, it's going to be a really interesting match to see how they.
Saba does get popped up with that Tyrant's Revenge, and Guapsi able to finish it off before going into a Tempest of Blades there to go ahead and help him escape. Very clean first blood by the Valley there.
Good take by Ling. We do have the turtle open in 14 seconds.
Yeah, Jesty actually might be in a little bit of trouble here. Is going to be, taken down with an auto attack from, Raquel or Arkel. Took him down with an auto attack, so there was nowhere for him to go. And we do have a turtle coming up here, but it does look like Aether Explicit in a little bit of a better position for it right now, as they are trying to chase out JC here. Oh, is he going to be pulled back here? He is, but not much else going on to him. And it doesn't look like either of these teams really interested in that first turtle as it comes up now.
Oh,
wow, yeah, a lot of damage going on from Jesty there to Basic, and they're both going to have to go back here, unfortunately, and we do see a little bit of a setup down there. It's really amazing to me right now. Boca Roscoe in a little bit of trouble there, does have to activate that Cult Altar to get away, and unfortunately, that is not what you want to be doing with that Cult Altar. You kind of want to be saving it for these team engages, because that means he doesn't have it JC, look at that damage. Look at how low he is there right now, and still coming back. I'm not sure if that's greed or just real confidence in his ability. And Jesty being chased off here by by the Valley right now. And man, this game is just kind of like, there's a lot of action, not too many kills, but both these teams kind of being very aggressive.
a bit of aggressiveness, but also feeling each other out at the same time, because no one's really trying to force that turtle. But we do see now that they are making their way down there.
Yeah, Pop-Up, we did talk about these sets by that Kufra as he comes in with the Tyrant's Rage into the Tyrant's Revenge, is able to pop up and take down Saba there, unfortunately. And so that is an 0-4 right now for the Valley, and we are at only about a 1k gold lead, but man, the kills right now going well into the favor of the Valley. As we see Sushi coming in with that last Insanity, is able to take down Irithel Guapsi, and Raquel trying to put up some damage. Sushi goes down, put himself in a bad way. Jesty not able to get these things, these weakness spots, and he is going to go down there. Boca Roscoe just seconds too late to be able to save Jesty there.
The timing of that Kufra to knock up, he's knocked up Faramis twice, and just then, look at this. He just waits.
Yeah, watch the pickup here as Jesty going in there. We do see Sushi get taken down, and then we are going to watch the engagement as Jesty trying to put on some damage. Boom, pop up, and then taken down before Boca Roscoe has a chance to react to it. Oh, look at the stun onto Basic. He might have been bitten off a little bit more than he could chew. We do have a G4 coming out there. Guapsi coming down here on that Ling, but I don't think this is a... Oh, he is going to come back in there. Jesty is going to be able to get these weakness spots. We do see that Tempest of Blades coming down. Oh, coming out. We do have that crossbow of Tang. Does take him down. Arvel is going to go ahead and try to disengage here. A great play there by Saba, able to get that crossbow of Tang off. And now we might actually be able to get something out of this tower.
We'll do 1-1, just trying to take that gold plating. She's gonna make her way out, which is very smart, because you have to watch out for Arvel. You don't know where Arvel is. He's hiding in the bush, ready to jump you.
Yeah, as we are taking a look at these items right now, we do see that the Corrosive Skies has been picked up by Jesty. He's going to go ahead and negate those boots as you do on the Wan picks there. And it's still actually doing well better than Basic right now. So this is a good point for Aether Explicit. It is only 4-6 right now. Oh, we do see the Tyrant's Rage come in there. Guapsi is able to pick up that turtle. And we do have the Cult Altar coming out. Is it going to be enough for Aether Explicit? They are putting on the damage. Down goes Sushi, though. Boca Roscoe is trying to disengage. Jesty with that crossbow of Tang. Is it going to be enough? It is not enough to take out Basic. And man, this is a unanswered kills on the side of the Valley there.
Basic is not going home. Little bit of a... If Florin can get down there, 1-1 could take this.
Yeah, we do see that Tyrant's Rage coming in from Arvel there, but not able to pick up the angle that he wanted. Basic does get taken down, maybe overestimating his ability here up at the top, but we do see Guapsi coming up here. Is going to go ahead and try to fend off this tower push here. Raquel, does he know that Jesse's in the bush? This is a 3v1. This is not where you want to be. Raquel is going to go ahead and activate those black boots. Arvel coming in there. Jesse might be in a little bit of trouble here. Tempest of Blades coming down, takes down Jesse, and Raquel with a little bit of health is going to go ahead and try to disengage. A great set and a great trade of the tower aggro there from the side of Valley. Look at this dancing in between there, not afraid of how much health that they have, and they're going to go ahead and clean up the first tower, or actually the second tower of the game. So it is 1-1 as far as towers are concerned here for both Aether Explicit and the Valley. And as we're looking at this gold, we can see kind of a little bit of a juggling act right now, both going in back and forth in favor here, just a little bit over 600 right now for the side of the Valley here as the mid tower goes down.
Arvel is feeling themselves right now. Just dancing in that tower, really not giving a damn what's happening.
Yeah, we do see right now Raquel does get taken down. Cult Altar has been activated there. Arvel gets taken down as that crossbow of Tang coming down. This pick, this Wan really kind of coming together for the side of Aether Explicit. However, they have left this top tower alone. Basic just kind of going to town on it. Just enjoying himself, taking a little bit of damage onto this tower. Doesn't even need to finish it because we have the rest of the minions there. And that was just completely unanswered by the side of the Valley. And right now, as far as macro is concerned, the Valley is basically winning, even though Aether Explicit is starting to catch up as far as kills are concerned.
I think the Valley, they're just really putting a priority on those objectives. So, you take the turtle, we're going to take your tower. And we still have Has the Valley have all their towers? They do, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they actually are missing one. We do see this engagement here as Raquel was taken dangerously low and Jesse taken out by that Tempest of Blades. And just a great engagement there with how fast the Valley was able to kind of get in and close ranks around their hero. Oh, this is going to be a 1v3. Tempest is in a lot of trouble. Does get caught by a Tyrant's Rage and the Tyrant's Revenge. Is that going to be enough? Does get taken down under his tower. And this is going to be another tower for the side of the Valley. These engagements just so strong on the side of the Valley. And I feel like this is something that we are missing on the side of Aether Explicit. We need to make engagements. We can do the same thing, but we need to get our team together because we're starting to get split. We're only answering what has happened. We're reacting. Oh, we do see Black Boots being engaged there as Raquel is trying to run away, taking him back. Last Insanity coming out, and Guapsi does get caught in that bush, but we do see that Tempest of Blades coming down and making short work of Jesty. Oh no, Bokaraska has to activate that Cold Altar and gets taken out. Look at that Tyrant's Revenge there. Templess is the only one left standing with Bokarasco as the rest of the Valley is pushing into base.
I don't think Arvel has wasted one Tyrant's Rage. Every Tyrant's Rage has hit, and it's led to a kill or a tower being taken.
Yeah, that is a good point here too. Every single one that I've seen, the pop-ups come, it's perfectly marked, and that is what you want to see on a Kufra, is being able to take advantage of the Tyrant's Revenge, the pop-up that comes with it, and then the Tyrant's Rage. So that's like a good 3 seconds of CC that you have for your team, and more than enough for somebody like Raquel or somebody like Basic on this Mage and this Marksman who needs to be so close to be able to get so much damage off because of how long the Aether Explicit is being CC'd for.
And you made this point during the draft. Oh, we do have a fight going on, Private.
Yeah, that looks like they are kind of dancing around, a little bit jockeying for a position, letting them know that they are there so that they can force their way into this jungle. Oh, we do see Guapsi coming in there. This might be a little bit trouble. Call Alter activated, maybe a little bit early. And this is what you want to do against a Paramus, is get him to draw out there. Last Insanity coming out there is able to take down Raquel, and down goes Basic as well. This is a good fight for Aether Explicit as Templess goes down now. So it is a 1-for-2 trade right now as this Lord is getting shredded. Arvel in a bad way as that crossbow with Tang comes out from Jesty. So a great engagement there by Aether Explicit, and maybe the Valley getting just a little too eager on that Lord push.
It was a good trade there for Aether, but their tower could be going down at the bottom lane.
Yeah, we do see a lot of damage coming down there. Bokarasco here by himself. That's a problem. Just get taken out there by Bokarasco. Guasi. So not a terrible position for Aether Explicit if they can kind of keep this momentum.
Can we get an item check on Bokarasco there? He does have the Lightning Truncheon, so it was the passive from the Lightning Truncheon taking out Guapsi there.
Not just the Lightning Truncheon, but that passive that comes from Paramus when you have more minions and stuff around there does so much damage. Oh, and here we see that early Cold Altar being activated, but actually enough to help them sustain because they were able to get 2 kills here, picked up one onto Basic there, and then picked up another one there on Raquel. So a great game played there by Aether Explicit for that team fight. And then after that pickup onto Guapsi from Bokarasco there. So not doing a bad game. Our Aether Explicit, they just need to keep this momentum. No more mistakes. We do see Arvel hiding in this bush here, and they are moving as a team. This is what I like to see from these teams, is kind of like no mistakes, moving as a team, and making sure that you have the proper engagements.
And so I'm just want to take it back to the draft. You did say, Aether is really, they'll struggle without that front liner. And, Sushi is doing an amazing job to try to...
Oh, no. Down at the bottom, we do see Templess does get baited into that fight with... Oh, no. Guapsi with the Tempest Blades coming down. Templess is going to get taken down there as a trio of the Valley is able to bait him into a fight there. And that's unfortunately not what you want. JC in a little bit of trouble here is going to activate that Nas. You see smoke coming out of those boots of that Esmeralda as they activated that sprint and is able to run away from the rest of Aether Explicit.
Esmeralda said nope.
Yeah, we do see... Yeah, they're going ahead and baiting out this Lord. It looks like they're going to go ahead and take it. They're really not in a great position as it is a 4v5, and they're not in a great position to be able to counter this. Oh, we do see a pop up there. Oh no, we just had Cult Altar being activated as well. Guapsi goes ahead and picks up the Lord, and down goes Jesse. This might be a bad way for Aether Explicit, as it now is a 3v5, and there goes Tempest again. Unfortunately, right now we need to kind of stick to this defense. We can't be that was not a Lord that you could have contested, especially with how spread out Aether Explicit was there for that disengage. I feel like with our disengagements, we kind of, what ends up happening to Aether Explicit is they get surprised, they get scared, and they split. Like cockroaches, everybody goes in a different direction. And unfortunately, when you're playing with a Faramis, your best bet is to stay together, stay as a group, so that if you need that Cult Altar, he can activate that and then maybe turn the tide. But we do have a fight as the Lord Luminous now is crashing in at the bottom there. Raquel is able to take down Boca Roscoe, and you see a Tempest of Blades coming down. Still a full health Lord here. Arville might be in a little bit of trouble, does activate that immortality. Boca Roscoe coming in with that Cult Altar. Is it going to be enough? Look at how much they're able to sustain even with the Cult Altar. Is the Valley here? Down goes the Lord, and the rest of the Valley is trying to disengage. Raquel sneaks out of there through the mid lane, and JC able to get out. I don't understand how these two just survived that fight there. Oh no, Saba gets taken out quite quickly as Ling is able to dive in there, and right now Tempest diving in. What was that? Tempest of Blades coming down, does take out Boca Roscoe, and that Finch pose is going to be able to get him out of danger. A lot of damage coming onto this tower. This might be it for Aether Explicit. We do see Guapsi coming in at the Sushi. The core is on a few hits. Oh no. And the minions gonna go ahead and finish this off. This is 2 games for the Valley, and they are moving on to the top 8. What a game, Combat.
GG is well played. The 1-1, she was really hitting her strides towards the end of the game, but, Basic did hit his power spike and had Wind of Nature, so was able to survive a lot. Really
yeah, we see
well played.
This 9-2 on Guapsi, 27% damage, only being outdone by Raquel on that Lilia there. And unfortunately, the cohesion on the team for Aether Explicit is not really shining with this Faramis pick. I do like it more as a I'm just not sold on Faramis as a mid yet. I feel like he just doesn't do enough there to kind of warrant that. And then as the team was disengaging or engaging, a lot of these fights were pickoffs for the Valley until like those last few minutes of the game. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but the Valley, such a crisp game. And this is what we have come to expect from them here in NA. The Valley's been nothing. They have never not wowed me in a game, even in their losses. They're just so skilled. Their cohesion is so well. Their synergy, and this is proof of it.
We'll head back to the caster's desk here. But the team play from the Valley was just on point. They knew which objectives to take. Say they were trading a kill for a tower, or they were trading the turtle for, taking out the top lane, making sure that Basic can get farmed up. So good win conditions.
And that's where it kind of starts with a lot of these teams, is those rotations into getting turtles and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like against the Valley, if you don't have the mechanical skills to match them up, you dang well better have the rotations and the macro and that objective focus. And there was 2 games there that we saw that unfortunately the Valley far superior with their targeting of the turtle, their objective focus when they went to these lanes, and how organized they were for it. Maybe not so much that last game. I did feel like the Valley maybe let's call it a little egotistical on some of those plays. Felt like they were a little stronger than they were, and it did allow Aether Explicit was able to pick up on that, was able to take advantage of a few of them, but unfortunately at the end of the day the Valley it was just too much for them toward the end.
And the picks by Arvel really, really changed that game in the sense of you didn't really know where he was, and so when there's a Faramis on your team, you say you wanna clump up and stay together, but knowing that there's a Kufra out there that's hiding in the bushes, has hit most of his knockups, hit most of it, bar one Tyrant's Rage he hit, so it's really in the back of your mind to just split like a bunch of cockroaches when there is a team fight.
Yeah, but and a great point there. And definitely great play and great thinking by the comp of the Valley there. But we're going to go ahead with that first series over, pass it back off to the wonderful, sexy Assassin Dave.
Oh, I like being the wonderful, sexy Assassin Dave. That is right. And last game was a wonderful, sexy game by Team Valley. I gotta say, Aether Explicit, especially Jesse with the 1-1, did have some highlight there. For a moment, I really thought they're gonna turn the entire game around, but unfortunately, it didn't stick to the win condition of the game. We're gonna see 1-1 just overstepped her comfort zone a little bit extra, crossed the line just by 1 little inch, and sure enough, she was punished by all the engaged dive from all the assassins from lane almost instantaneously. So, but still, nonetheless, a beautiful game by the Valley, by Aether Explicit. Remember, guys, NACT Summer is only the beginning. We still have an incredible NACT Autumn season coming up that's going to determine the M4 qualifier for North America. Yes, more exciting games coming up, more exciting tournaments coming up for North America region. So all of your North American Mobile Legend enthusiast players, community members, make sure to follow the official channel so you can stay up to date. You can get the buzz every time news updates come live right here on this channel. With that being said, guys, make sure to answer the question on the screen right now to the right side of me, the questions of the day, to interact with the community. At the same time, when we come back from a short break, we're gonna have another incredible best out of 3 to determine our one last top 8 contestant for NACT summer season. Team Sexi is gonna take on Lunastra, one of the match to watch for the entire series. I know a lot of viewers are excited for it, so we're gonna go ahead and take a short break, and in coming back, we have another surprise for all of our North American viewers as well. A good 100 diamond redeem, that is right. So don't go anywhere, get your popcorn, get your soda, get yourself comfortable. We will be right back after this short break. See you soon.
Starscream! And now the leader of the Decepticons!
Do as I command.
Yes, yes, Master!
Less talk, more work. Autobot presence detected. Megatron, do you read?
I'll crush you with my bare hands.
Autobots, roll out!
We'll give them the fight of their lives.
They must be terminated.
Prime told me there'd be days like this.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
Join them in extinction! You wrong, and you ugly too! Dinobots, attack!
Decepticons, retreat.
You are a fool, Megatron! Starscream in pursuit!
Prioritize turrets.
I've got morons on my team. You fail me yet again, Starscream.
Old friend, you kept this planet safe. You truly are a worthy Autobot. Good work.
Transformers!
I won't let you die.
Yeah! The game is more fun in co-op!
The M on its chest! That's the weak spot! By the way, I'm Wan-Wan.
Pleasure to fight with you, Wan-Wan. Call me Yin.
Name's Link.
Congratulations, you have unlocked the bonus quest, Co-op Achieved. For the very first time, Emerald will grant you rewards that were never before seen.
Let's breaking the mirror. Peace out and word. It doesn't matter whoever, however, wherever. We got nothing but more. You came from the shadow, she falls from the glow. Don't even need to know whoever we were before. We better than me, us better than me. Stay together, let it go. We better than me, us better than me. Stay together, let it go.
Nothing can stop them now. Not Leomord. Not even the mist.
An oath is an oath. Leomord won't leave us. We will fight together. Like 100 years ago.
For Richburg!
If this is our doom, I'll console myself we fought together. Necrokeep is where the light doesn't shine, they say. But we make our own light. We hold our ground!
Vexana, I did it!
Millions of millennia turn into this instant. You threat no one. To harmonize. For peace! A shift of space and time!
Dare to dream.
Well played to your new world champion of F1.
Rise to the challenge.
Black Esports are your F2 champions. Another world champion, Blacklist International.
The universe is yours. Are you ready to own the world?
Payback time. Feel my pain. I am driven by revenge. Nothing will stop my justice. Let us pull our wings. Nothing will stop my world!
Blind's eye. Deadlight spear.
Impressive!
I am back. My war never ends. welcome.
That's it!
Get like
Legendary! Legendary!
Faded fury!
Double kill!
Don't get in my way. Mind your own business. I dreamed about all my fallen comrades.
Legendary!
Faded fury! I, Starscream, am now the leader of the Decepticons!
Do as I command.
Yes, yes, Master!
Less talk, more work. Autobot presence detected. Megatron, do you read?
I'll crush you with my bare hands.
Autobots, roll out!
We'll give them the fight of their lives.
They must be terminated.
Prime told me there'd be days like this.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
Join them in extinction! You wrong, and you ugly too! Dinobots, attack!
Decepticons, retreat.
You are a fool, Megatron! Starscream in pursuit!
Prioritize turrets.
I've got morons on my team. You fail me yet again, Starscream.
Old friend, you kept this planet safe. You truly are a worthy Autobot. Good work.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans and pets alike, welcome back to North America Challenger Tournament Summer Season, the very last match in the top 16 to top 8. Wow, the stakes cannot be any higher. We have Team Sexi taking on Team Lunastra. The players are ready, I think our caster's ready, but before I send you guys to the incredible caster's desk, we do have something special for all of our North American viewers. If you're watching the stream from United States of America, well, I'm about to say USA, United States of America or Canada, well, ladies and gentlemen, good news. You can now use the code showing on screen to redeem 100 diamonds. Use the link in description to redeem 100 diamonds now if you're watching in the North America region. The code only work for North American players, so make sure to apply them and you with the link in description to get your 100 free diamonds in game. I gotta say, dude, I think all the casters, including me, I'll redeem them because it's free. And only 50 players get them. The first 50 players will use the code to do it. So what you waiting for? Do that now. Ladies and gentlemen, the match are ready. Before I send over to the casters desk, make sure to follow our very talented casters because all of our casters stream and make content for Mobile Legends regularly on a consistent basis. So make sure to follow their social medias. This way you can follow their future content and you get to know what's going on with the best of the best in North America. With that being said, I'm going to quickly send over to our amazing casters desk. Let's go.
Thank you, David. And we are back there. And like he said, man, it is only 47 people counting the ones I just tried to redeem, and probably Combatcat just tried to redeem. But we are coming back here now, sans that, into our second series of the night. It's going to be Team Sexi taking on Lunastra. And if you don't know who Team Sexi are, you've probably been living under a rock. They are probably one of the more veteran teams of the North American Challenger tournaments. And Lunastra last week looked so great with how they were able to win their matches. And I'm really looking forward to this match, especially because Team Sexi itself has been going through some changes, going through some roster pickups and starting to kind of pick up again, starting to get that synergy with those teams. And how do you feel about this matchup coming up, Combat?
I'm very excited. I love the makeup of Team Sexi, but the way that Lunastra has been playing lately and, playing more as a team and not really prioritizing their jungle and their kills, but objectives. So, it's going to be an interesting match. 2 different play styles. What do you think? How do you feel about this?
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit there. Lunastra has been really, it's interesting to watch them play. The entire kind of compositions that they use and the team itself, they don't prioritize feeding the jungler. They prioritize making sure that their team wins engagements no matter who gets the set, no matter who gets the kills for it, and then they move on. And it's been very successful for them so far, which is something we don't see too often in North America if you're not just feeding the jungler. Team Sexi, we know as the veterans, we do have Nicolette best player and gold, and that seems like that is where Team Sexi is really heavily relying on those players because Warrior and Rimuru are a little newer there on that team. So we're gonna see how we go as we move into this match.
And here we go into the bans. First ban belonging to the team of Team Sexi.
Yeah, and that does mean that the first pick is going to go over to them as well. Nicolette just has been such an amazing presence on this team. Last season, just a core mage for them, and this season kind of a mixed bag of tricks. I mean, as much as I was impressed by her mage ability on Team Sexi, she has thoroughly impressed me with her roaming ability, whether it's Franco, whether it's Ben Atlas, or any of these roams that she likes to pick. But I mean, Lolita has been another one, Raphael. So it's been very impressive to see how they've adjusted to it. But they are going to be going up against a very strong team in Lunastra.
A very, team-oriented game style from Lunastra. So it'll be interesting to see how, Gold or Best Player or Nicolette can pick off those sort of kills that they're, really known for.
Yeah, Lunastra, they've been so dominant so far. I think it was 17-5 in one of their games, 15-4. Every single match that they've won has been very dominant. But they're going up against, like I said, a veteran team here. So we're going to expect a lot less mistakes from Team Sexy than the rest of the opponents that Lunastra has faced thus far. But we are seeing, first of all, that Franco and E very solid takeoffs, especially for that harassment and that ability to kind of close in with those comps on that real world manipulation there. Of course, the Valentina and the Ling bans on the side of Lunastra here.
I feel like when you take out the Eve in the first round of the ban phase, you're really letting, the potential of one of those, like Julian or 1-1, Julian being taken out now, but you're really leaving one of those sort of heroes open.
Feel like right now they're opening it up for an Xavier pickup unless Lunastra is going to take that off the table. But then, like you said, Wanwan's still out there as well. Mosh is still out there. We still have a bunch of those very strong side laners. Karina's still out there. So, I do like taking out the Eve because you do kind of leave a lot of those more stronger heroes for that. And unfortunately for Lunastra, like they have to pick who's worse that they want to see out there as the first pick. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and see that Karina taken out there. So I'm expecting probably an Xavier pickup here for the side of Team Sexy, and then we're going to move on to see Xavier or Wanwan. I'm assuming Xavier, just because I've just seen it more coming out of Team Sexy. But like I said, the first pick, it's kind of a double-edged sword. You get that first pick, you get that priority, but you give Lunastra 2 picks.
Here's the thing, Nicolette is such a good, Sicilian, Farsa, Xavier, so you really, if you take that 1-1, you still have open heroes for Nicolette there.
Yeah, so we're going to be waiting to see. It does look like we're going to go ahead pick up that Clint. And yeah, Clint, already Gold has been MVP on the Clint so far in the North American Challenger Tournament. But on the side of Lunastra, we do see this Belmont pickup. And we saw this ban, a priority ban, in the last series with the Valley. And I think we're probably going to see how that is here with how fast that he can gold up and start creating pressure for the other side.
We see Esmeralda being taken into the first pick phase. With Dyroth still open, last game when we seen that Dyroth versus Esmeralda, it was not much. Dyroth really was, wasn't really upsetting Esmeralda too much.
Yeah, I feel like we're over the point where Esmeralda players try to 1v1 a Dyroth. And I think that's where Dyroth kind of shines. If you ignore him, get your lane picked up, rotate around him and to your team while he's still clearing up lane, I feel like Esmeralda started to be shining over some of these counter picks that we've seen. But we do see Remover picking up that Thamus as well. So maybe trying something new here into that Esmeralda. But also we do see that Lunux pick on Nicolette, and we do know that Lunux just really shreds those tankier heroes as we move into the mid and late game with that darkening ult and the damage that she can put on there. So good pickup by the side of Team Sexy here.
We do see Cho Puppy hovering over some interesting mage picks here. What? Farsa. Okay, we got a bit of AoE zoning, for the objectives there. So I do like that pick.
Yeah, and I feel like Cho Poppy has been kind of a singular shining star for the side of Lunastra with their maging abilities. Got the most kills on the team so far for Lunastra. Completed up, but we are moving into the second ban phase. I do feel like we're still looking for a jungler and a roam for Team Sexy here. And then while on the side of Lunastra here, we are still looking for a roam and a marksman. So I'm expecting to see a lot of marksman bans probably coming out of Team Sexy here.
I think Lunastra will a good tank for them to take out and ban would be Atlas, because you know you have a lot of heroes who have to dive in or stay still in the Farsa and the Esmeralda and the Balmond. So very high potential there to get a good Fatal Links or a good set for your team to come in and do that damage that Lunox can do and Thamuz can do.
Well, that's true, is that we are going to need probably depending on how these engagements go, if Team Sexy gets the early advantage, is able to start enforcing their will early and like pretty much burst through the lines of Lunastra, we might not need to worry as much about Farja. But if Lunastra can even keep pace, you're going to have an issue with Farja if we don't have an answer that can get us to that back line, that can stop her from that feathered airstrike.
And let's not forget how smart Cho Puppy is as well. He does have the flicker. Oh, and Team Sexy does take out the Atlas.
Yeah, interestingly enough, they take out the Atlas there. And probably because we do have the first pick on the side of Lunastra. And again, we are seeing this Faramis pick.
The ultimate Uno reverse card right there.
I can reach the darkness if I'm
on top of the damage that Esmeralda and Balmond can take, they're going to be very hard to kill.
Yeah, best player going to go. Looks like he's already picking up this Fanny here. Best player known as probably one of my top 3 mechanical users in NA for what he can do on the junglers he picks there. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Fanny, I do love her early game and her ability to take down squishies. And especially when it comes to that feathered airstrike. I mean, you're going to have to catch best player before you're going to be able to put some damage on him. However, I do feel like the Fanny does fall off a little bit late game, and if you get behind on the Fanny, if they are charging into your jungle, stealing your blue and refusing that to you, you're gonna have a little bit of issues. But Team Sexy, I mean, man, they've been putting in the work with this new lineup that they have on their roster. I think it was maybe about 2 or 3 months old now, and they've been really kind of like crashing hard when it comes to like practicing and trying to build that synergy up. So this is going to be the ultimate test to see how well that they can adapt and kind of close ranks to protect the Fanny, make sure she gets her buff, and initiate with these team fights.
And on the side of Team Lunastra, they don't really have much that can knock up the Fanny here. So, early game is going to be really interesting to see how Fanny can take advantage of that and really impose her will in the enemy's jungle. So, whose draft do you like more, Private?
Honestly, I'm ready to see how whenever new heroes come out or our new meta is kind of coming in with that Faramis, I love seeing how it is dealt with. So I do like the Faramis pick by Lunastra. It's hard. I'm so much more familiar with Team Sexy, and I really want to see how far that they have come together.
It's going to be an interesting match. Two different playstyles here. Colliding, and we do have a pause. Someone needs to reconnect to the game.
Yeah, it looks like we do have a little bit of a technical difficulty, but as we discuss this lineup here, we didn't really talk much about this Grok. I feel like he's one of those really underutilized characters being picked up by Team Sexy here. I mean, he's so strong. He does. I feel like maybe a lot of people kind of shy away from picking him up because now with the change to him, he no longer has any type of magical defense. You have to build that yourself. And until you do, he's highly susceptible to a lot of that magic damage that comes out. But his ability to avoid CC, he stacks physical defense for every physical attack he has. I mean, he's honestly one of the most underutilized roams that we have in North America right now, and especially with the knock-up potential. And yeah, you see the flicker on Warrior here for that Grok. I mean, the ability to be able to flicker in, throw out that wild charge, pop the entire enemy team up, and then stun them. I mean, it's going to be a huge asset for Team Sexy here.
And it will just come down to mechanics and, you know, to see how well Warrior can play that Grok, like you said, see if he can get those knock-ups. I think that's one of the reasons why people sort of shy away from the Grok, because it's more of a step up in skill to be able to, you know, really affect into a team fight when, you know, when you're going in. But let's get back into it.
Yeah, it looks like we are about to start this off. Game 1, Team Sexy taking on Lunastra here. We're going to see how this early game, and I feel like this early game is really going to decide it, especially when we have two players, or two jungles here, like a Balmond and a Fanny here, who really do try to take advantage of that early game.
And we just see Grok going into the jungle. He was trying to take that buff away. But it's really imposing when you do see Grok and he's all buffed up and coming in to do some damage to you and the buff.
Yeah, and unfortunately not really able to make much happen there. We do see best player is going to go ahead and pick up that Lethal Wanderer. It is going to help a lot with his rotations, means he is going to have level 4 before this Balmond. But honestly, I mean, Balmond does have that jungle emblem. It means he's going to be rotating. Like, look at him. He's already on the smaller minion up at the top, and Fanny is just starting the red. So, I mean, that's the benefit of having this this jungle emblem, especially on a Balmond who can clear jungle so quickly. And I was going to say it meant that Fanny was going to have her level 4 before, but obviously that's not the case.
And that just comes down to mechanics. Balmond knows his the path that he wants to take in the jungle. Didn't even try to contest that against Fanny.
Yeah, we do see her down at the bottom, a little bit of a showboating as best player comes in. Doesn't really make anything happen here. Totnek and Savior, very good on their positioning right now. Not really wanting to engage there, but we do have 10 seconds left on this turtle, and we do see that Tootin is up there in a good position for it.
He is in a good position, but he is alone. That's the only thing. And you do see Fanny coming up now.
Yeah, Warrior coming in there, putting a heap of damage on the Tootin, but that lethal counter is going to be able to pick up the turtle as Brilliance is activated on Nicolette to go ahead and try to negate some of that damage.
And that's why he's so meta at the moment in North America, because the you know, the retry and the lethal counter, it just outweighs what the other jungler can do to secure objectives there.
Yes, indeed. We do see Warrior coming down to provide a little bit of support to Gold here down here. And I mean, I feel like this is going to be the unsung heroes here, these junglers here. Azazel and Rimuru still kind of going at it. Nobody really getting the edge. I feel like Azazel having just a little bit more positivity on their side. Oh, yeah, I was about to say there was a little bit, both teams here being very safe with their engagement so far.
I think we're just seeing them feel each other out at the moment, and I think Balmond is starting to get a bit of an upper hand in the jungle. He is now clearing Fanny's, jungle minions.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about before with the Balmond. Oh, they are going to go ahead and try to activate that sprint to get onto Warrior. He does get that first blood, and Savior does get held up with that cold altar. Is it going to be enough? Nicolette putting on some damage, taking dangerously low. Brilliance comes out. Is it going to be enough? She does get away. Tootin is in a little bit of trouble. Cho Poppy is going to be able to flicker to safety, and that is just the first kill does go over to Lunastra there still, but not able to make too much happen out of that team fight down in Team Sexy's jungle.
And we just do see now, like, Lunastra, the differing playstyles. Lunastra had 4 of their, their team in Team Sexy's jungle, really trying to put pressure on them. Just trying to out-rotate, you know?
And this is kind of what we were talking about. We did see that kill go over to their roam, so not really focusing on making sure that the jungle gets the kills, but making sure that the team, like, they don't care who gets the kill as long as their whole team is there. They get in, they don't force it, and then they get out quickly. But we do see this play coming onto the Lord the turtle is taken down to about half health. Totnek coming in is not able to get it. Best player gonna go ahead and latch on, does take Totnek down there, and Azazel is trying to get what a nice dash by Tootin, and holding on to that dash from Belmont as that wall went up to be able to escape there. But we do see that falling star moon coming down onto Rimuru. Oh, Azazel taken dangerously low as Nicolette comes in to provide a little bit of support. And it looks like they're going to be able to get a decent amount of gold off of this top tower.
And we... Totnak, is he going to be taken down here? Cult Altar.
No, we do see a Cult Altar coming down here. Gold actually in a little bit of trouble here as Warrior trying to come in and put some damage on there. This is not a fight that you want. We were talking about that magic damage that he's not able to really defend against there. Oh, and here comes the feathered airstrike. Oh, but down comes a best player on the Chopapa. Did linger down there a little bit, does get stunned up. Is this going to be enough for him to get out of there as that Wings by Wings is activated? Poppy is able to get out of the way.
I was going to say... Farsa, you chose the wrong wall to stand next to.
Yeah, and up here at the top, we do see Azazel trying to put on a little bit more harassment on to Rimuru. And as this match elongates, as we get further into it, I feel like Esmeralda becomes just a little bit more tankier, a little bit more dangerous. But man, you can see up there at the top, Rimuru doesn't really care about that. Is going to be cutting the lane. Doesn't really care about the Esmeralda there. And just very aggressive for the side of Team Sexy there.
We do see Balmon picking up the Radiant Armor first. So really just trying to survive that magic damage that Nicolette can do.
Yeah, a very interesting pickup by him. And then we do see Clint has already finished off that endless battle, as well as Irithel picking up... yeah, with her Wind Talker there. We are jockeying for a little bit of position here for this turtle. And Topneck is going to be trying to get... Oh, look at the damage coming onto him from best player. I feel like the value from this Fanny, not really getting the most value out of it, is best player right now. But we do have a fight happening here in the turtle. We do see that Wild Trash coming in with that Cult Altar being activated, but it is going to be enough. Oh, Chopapi able to activate that Wings by Wings, and the lethal counter is able to take down is able to take down Gold there. And man, this is a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Lunastra right here, and they are in a position to go ahead and take up this turtle, but they decide against it.
And I think it was a good decision to decide against it, because you do have Fanny at basically full health. So good decision there to back off, let your team come back onto the map and provide some of that support.
Yeah, we do see them kind of rearranging back onto the map here, trying to set up possibly to take this Lord now.
Good decision, I think, there by Lunastra. Always moving as a team with the objectives in mind.
Yeah, and we do see that feathered airstrike coming down there, trying to zone out best player, as not much taken there from Tootin, as he did try to charge in, but it does look like they're going to go ahead and push this mid wave and go ahead and reset up on the map here.
Take a look at the macro play from Team Sexy. They've got one tower already, and they've nearly taken their top tower.
Yeah, so I mean, as the kills maybe in Lunastra's favor. Oh, Totnak does go down to best player there. Nicola able to pick up the kill onto Poppy, and up Irithel in a little bit of trouble. Savior needs to get out of dodge right now, and Captain Tootin is in a little bit of trouble, is getting slowed, but is going to be able to get away with to the safety of that tower. Rumu is going to go ahead and initiate onto Azazel. I'm not sure if Azazel, this is a fight that she wants on that Esmeralda, at that mid tower. Does go down, and unfortunately, Tootin does go down with the tower there, and I don't understand why there's nothing really he could have done to save that tower, so now you've given them a tower and a kill instead of just letting that tower go.
I think Tootin thought his Radiant Armor and his Cursed Helmet could, really negate the damage that Nicolette's doing, but it was just a little bit too much for him there. We see Thamos.
Yeah, we do see with the...
We can go down to Thamos fight? No.
Yeah, not too much being happening up at the bottom. We do see with these items right now that the Berserker's Fury has been picked up by Gold, and we are seeing that the Scarlet Phantom picked up by Savior now. But I mean, it's gonna. I feel like that Clint is in a little bit of a better position now as we start moving into the 10-minute mark. I feel like he's going to be just doing a lot more damage, and Savior's going to really need to figure out a way to be able to get close to it. And right now, this Faramis pick not really having the biggest effect. I really haven't seen too many fights where that Cult Altar really saved them. It seems like it's almost just taking them even in these fights as this Lord does go down to Nicolette and the rest of Team Sexy. So they're going to have the first Lord here, as we do see a little bit of a team fight engaging there, but not much killing happening there, as Best Player is going to go ahead and teleport back to base.
Team Sexy really just dominating the match here. They have a 3k gold lead. Gold is, you know, I think maybe 2k gold ahead of Savior here. So they're just really taking their towers, getting that map dominance so they can, you know, continue to farm up. Like we said, Nicolette, Gold, and Best Player are their real win conditions. Trying to get them three farmed versus Lunastra, who's more of a, you know, doesn't matter who gets the kills.
Yeah, we just see a little bit of engagement here. Brilliance is activated by Nicolette, and she is going to go ahead and put some damage onto Tootin, and does take him down there. But Nicolette in a little bit of trouble here, is trying to put on the damage, is not trying to let go of Totnak, and does get the kill there. But down goes a Warrior as he helps his Team Sexy to pick up this next bottom tower. And just like you were saying it earlier, this macro play right now is just definitely dominating on the side of Team Sexy here. While it was a little bit even, look at this tower already about to go down. And that is going to be a wrap for Team Sexy, taking the first victory over Lunastra.
GG's, well played. Gold is so smart. He knew to go take that mid lane turret so his minions can push in. A lot of people would have just gone straight to the inhibitor and tried to finish the game there off that little wave that they had. But smart play by Gold. Look at that team participation by Grok.
Yeah, Grok and Totnak, both roamers here doing a great job of trying to, with their participation here. But look at the difference between teamfight participation for the side of Team Sexy and then for the side of Lunastra. Like there was just seemed like it was just a little bit more organized on the side of Team Sexy. They were all basically at 70% or above, whereas Lunastra kind of getting caught out. Not everybody was always ready for these fights, and I feel like that was part of a big part of the victory for them.
I think it's a bit of a caster's curse here. I said that Team Lunastra was more of the team oriented, like, you know, fighting style, but it showed that Team Sexy did their homework and you know, combated their team play.
Well, and that's the thing too, is like when you watch these things on paper, I do like the Faramis pick, but I mean, they weren't really getting the most value out of those Cult Altars, not with the entire team that they should have. And I felt like even with the Cult Altars, a lot of these fights were kind of even, you know, and that kind of almost shows how dominant that Team Sexy was during most of these engagements, because without that Cult Altar, I mean, these probably would have been very quick fights. But yeah, that was an excellent first game by Team Sexy and Lunastra.
Be interesting to see how Lunastra answers this second match. But we have seen Faramis, you know, really dominate one match. We've seen him, you know, fizzle out in the next, and this one, it was more of a, you know, a middle of the pack sort of impact. So I'm not really sold on the whole Faramis yet.
I was about to say the same thing for Ramis. I mean, it does have its uses, but you can't just use it into any comp. I feel like there has to be that type of regen abilities and the tankiness from your comp to really capitalize on that Cult Altar.
That is true. And we are heading into the ban phase now. Lunastra owning the first ban.
Yeah, Lunastra now is going to get that first ban, first pick there. Amazingly enough, yeah, they're going to go ahead and take out that Fanny from Best Player. Fortunately, I feel like, man, This becomes the problem when you are facing a team like Team Sexy here, and you're taking out a hero because of an enemy jungler's mechanics. There are so many more heroes that he can use that rely on those types of mechanics. A Ling, a Lance, just
Karina.
Karina too. I feel like Karina's a little easier. I feel like if I can play a hero, like they're not as mechanically needed because like my mechanics are awful. But but yes, Karina is still out there as well. But you are putting yourself almost at a disadvantage because you're playing their game. You're playing, you're banning something because they played it and you're afraid of it. And we're gonna see how well or how this works in the favor of Lunastra, or if they have a plan for what's going to come up here next from the side of Team Sexy.
Well, best player like his namesake, that does suggest he can play other heroes other than Fanny.
It doesn't say best one-trick player. So it definitely, like I said, he does have a very deep pool. We're definitely going to see how it comes out here. But, I mean, just a very impressive game by the side of Team Sexy there. And for Lunastra, we definitely need to start seeing, like, as far as, like, the team cohesion, the synergy as it comes up to these objectives, when you're going to dive in on that turtle, when you're going to activate a Cult Altar or something like that. You need to have a plan going in. You just can't rely on waiting for the enemy or reacting to them, especially a team like Team Sexy here, who, I mean, if they're engaging on you, they already have a plan, and trying to react to that is already going to kind of put you at a little bit of a disadvantage. But we do see the two problem childs of the last game, that Lunux and Fanny being taken off the board by Team Sexy.
Now, with these two respect bans, you're really leaving a few heroes open here for either side. You have 1-1. You still can take Marsha as well. Plenty of heroes open.
Yeah, there's still Xavier. They do pick up that Clint, though, taking it away from Gold, who had it last game. Though I don't really feel like Clint had a huge... this is the thing, is like I don't feel like he had like a huge... all of the team, like we keep on talking about and stressing over, is that all of Team Sexy did very well together. But oh man, a Clint going into this Karina might be a little bit of an issue there. Karina, man, we've seen it. Especially when put in the hands of a great player, just shredding, especially now that she doesn't use tank build anymore. Now using a very damage-orientated assassin build. Like, as you get into the mid-game, as she picks up, like, Holy Crystal or an actual real, like, forceful magic damage item, there's nothing that can stop her from shredding you.
The best thing for Karina is, you really have to choose your angles now. Now that that she's not a tank build, because she can go down very quickly, but she also can deal a lot of damage. And if you choose the right angles, you can go in, take 2 kills, and be out of there before they even knew what happened.
Yeah, but as a possible answer to... Oh, man, and we do see the Atlas pick up there. And I guarantee this is going to follow with a Diggy ban. Yeah, there it is. So it's going to be very interesting a bit there. I do feel like Akai kind of counters Atlas a bit, though. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is played off. I mean, I feel like Akai, he counters both Karina and Atlas. But when you have 2 players that you're countering, you're going to have to split up that priority. When are you going to be activating that heavy spin to either protect your teammate from best player or to stop that fatal links from warrior on this Atlas? So it's going to be a little bit of a decision making, which might make this game for the side of Lunastra here.
And the thing with Atlas is he has a flicker, he has a conceal that he can go past the Akai. So if Akai is, a little bit too focused on trying to protect that front line and stopping Atlas from getting in, Atlas can just instant transmission behind and fatal links into his team.
Yeah, it's definitely going to come down to the angles that we're able to kind of to get here. We definitely don't want to have Warrior flank the side of Lunastra, because I mean, what's going to end up happening here is you're going to have two angles. You're going to have one angle where Karina's coming in, and you're going to have to try to protect your team from that, and then another angle where Atlas is going to be coming in. So it's going to be down to a placement by the side of Lunastra, and if they can stay behind their front line to try to get that protection from them.
You know, one thing that really works in their favor is the CC from Clint. You know, so you have disengage. You can stop the Karina. You can stop the Atlas when he's in his second skill, and then you can flicker away. But other than the Clint and the Akai, there's not much that can really stop a Karina.
Very interesting pickup here by Gold. It does look like we are going to pick up that Popol and Koopa. And a little bit of a pop-up on the Popol and Koopa, maybe perhaps to help counter that Akai, if Akai does try to dive in on them. A lot of CC and vision that he is able to give to his team, which makes it a lot harder to gank that Gold lane. So I do like this. It does make the ganking a little harder for a hero that already is going to have a little trouble ganking with Akai there.
I love the pick of Popol on the team of Karina, because Karina really needs, you know, a bit of that CC, a bit of that front-lining sort of protection, you know, to be able to go in and not be the focal point of the other team. So just having Popol's dog just gives, you know, another hero that Cho might kick, or, you know, Clint might CC.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting here too. You're going to have to be very precise on this Akai. Oh,
I love that. I love that pick.
Yeah, this is going to really kind of like close off a lot of points of entry for Akai to be able to kind of get in here. With Nicolette on, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Nicolette is no slouch on this Lao Yi. Most Lao Yis, you are really kind of scared of that yin yang. I'm gonna tell you right now, with Nicolette, you need to be afraid of those diversions, those ultimates from that Lao Yi, because she uses those on cooldown to maximum efficiency with her teammates. So I mean, this is gonna be a rough ride for the side of Lunastra here, but I mean, if anybody can do it, they can.
All right, let's get into it. Welcome to the Land of Dawn.
Till the enemy reaches the battlefield.
All right.
Yeah, this is going to be game 2, and this is going to decide the last member of our top 8 in the North American Challenger Tournament. Will Lunastra lose this final match, or will Team Sexi prevail, or will they live to fight into another match? Totnak taking a lot of damage here, is going to have to flicker away, in a very early use of that flicker for the side of Lunastra there.
A lot of fights going on early on, only 40 seconds in.
And yeah, both of these teams trying to put on a lot of aggression. Remover in a little bit of trouble. Well, it does get caught, but I mean, when you're that close, there's not much you can do as a Sicilian except for wave at the enemy mage.
And we do see the Litho Wanderer going over to Karina.
Yeah, we do see Warrior does get onto that stun onto the rest of Lunastra there, as Gold is putting on some damage there. And that's kind of the problem in the early game of Popol and Koopa. He really lacks that damage. He has the CC. He has the vision to stop him from getting ganked. Oh, we do see Warrior coming in, is able to kind of zone out Savior there. Oh, Futaba comes into the wrong bush, and this heavy spin is able to save him. Fortunately enough for Lunastra there. He was checking the wrong bush there, as Nicolette had gone ahead and teleported into there early. Best player coming in on there, and Savior is going to be able to disengage there. But I mean, even when they lose these fights, they are, or not, even when they aren't able to pick up the kills. Oh, Gold in a little bit of trouble there. Is he going to get Way of the Dragon on? I don't even know if he has it. He doesn't have it yet. He's only level 3. So kind of a sad, an unfortunate engagement there by Totnak, as he didn't still have that ult yet.
And he sort of really takes himself away from this now turtle fight by doing that engage. So we'll see how he affects it here.
Yeah, right now Team Sexy in a really good position here. Futaba's going to try to come in here, is not able to pick up the turtle, but we do see that falling star moon coming down from Azazel as Futaba with that heavy spin. It isn't enough there as Azazel and the rest of Lunastra is going to go ahead and have to retreat back to the base. But look at that damage from that yin yang of Nicolette there. I mean, just already showing an immense amount of damage, and we haven't even reached mid-game. We're barely out of the 3-minute mark yet.
It's a lot of fights going on early on.
Yes, there are. Azazel down here fighting for his life against Rimuru, taken dangerously low, and there are still people trying to push down on that. He's going to go ahead and very wisely make his way to the second warrior. Tries to come in there, is able to zone out Savior. And this seems like the biggest plan of them right now. They're not trying to get the kills. They're just trying to zone out Lunastra from these objectives. Oh, but we do see a diversion coming in here. Here comes Gosu, best player, but is caught by those Sanguine Claws. Futaba comes in with a heavy spin, is going to push two members into this tower, and it is able to put Warrior down. And the Way of the Dragon does come on. The best player is able to finish the job there. Futaba getting onto Gold. Gold in a bad way there. A lot of damage coming onto him. He is able to Aegis and save his life. Was that an Aegis? No, it wasn't. That was just, that was the ability with the, with
shield.
Yeah, the shield from his dog. And that old man, Nicolette, in a little bit of bad way, does get taken out. Here comes Otnak there. Warrior, I don't know if he wants this fight. He does use those chains, those the fatal links to be able to take down, but Savior is on the run as best player and Gold are on the chase. Why would you stay there and fight that? I think he knew. Or did he get stunned? He got stunned by Gold there, so he wasn't able to get away and had to try to like just turn around, try to fight on it.
What a few engages by Totnak there. Really imposing his will.
Yes, he is. We do see a good position for Team Sexy here going on to this Lord. It is a 4v3, a closer game than it was a little bit earlier here. Totnak is going to get zoned out a little bit, but a great positioning for this turtle by Team Sexy. And if Lunastra wants to contest this, they're going to have to put themselves in the harm's way in this little choke point for the turtle. And that is how you want to execute the turtle. And we do see Totnak taking a lot of damage from this Lao Yi and is going to have to disengage. Is he going to be able to get away? We do see that heavy spin coming out for Taba and a little bit of trouble. Is going to be able to get away. Azazel now taking on a heap of damage. But man, amazingly enough, Lunastra able to get away without taking a single death.
Lunastra really just, outplaying Team Sexy, I think, at this point. Just when it comes to the rotating and team play.
Oh, we do see a little bit of a Nicolette getting taken down with the Way of the Dragon. Savior is able to take down Nicolette there with that damage on there, but it does, Team Sexy does kind of succeed in getting that first tower there. So maybe kind of calculating that. Azazel, oh my God, look how much damage went onto Azazel there.
We're seeing a lot of, macro plays from Team Sexy. You may kill us a lot, but we are going to take your towers. Like we see there.
And that's what's been happening is they'll catch a kill, even if it means that they lose the mage there. And we do see this replay coming up here as Futaba does come in with that heavy spin, does dump the Team Sexy into the back lane there and pick up a few kills, which really evened it out. But you do see, look at how well Team Sexy was able to come back after that. Gold does go down here, and they right now it's tied. You wouldn't know that they were having such a great game so far. 2K starting to eke out ahead for the side of Team Sexy.
And we are equal on the kills now. So kills aren't everything,
Yes, indeed, they aren't. You do have to kind of go ahead and transition those kills into objectives here. And that seems to be exactly what Team Sexy is doing here. Even if they get the kills, or even if they don't get the kills that they want, they're zoning out the rest of Lunastra from these towers to make sure that they can put damage onto this tower. Oh man, Totnak goes into the wrong bush and does get taken down by Best Player. And look at Best Player is going to go ahead and have to disengage here, but does get taken down by Azazel. We do see that Fatal Links coming in there. Down goes Sicilian and Futaba, and right now that is a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Team Sexy.
We do see best player going down there, but best player is about 2,000 gold above anyone in the game here. So they're really, pushing that the farm that they can get out of this Karina and the snowball effect that she offers.
Yeah, we do see that they all tried to dive in onto Karina. That Fatal Links does put them into a bad position there. So even though they did lose Karina, they were able to go ahead and get that tower and now in a great position to go ahead and start on this turtle, which they pick up very quickly.
And that's one thing you really don't want to do when there's a Lao Yi and an Atlas on the other team. You don't want to bunch up and try to kill one hero because then there's just a counter engage from, the Lao Yi and the Atlas. In turn, taking you all out.
That's a great point, especially when you force this engagement. And that's what this little path inside the jungle is exactly what best player wanted to do, is to lure them into that little choke point so that Warrior on that Atlas and that Lao Yi could be able to take them down. But we do see a little bit of an engagement here. Warrior checking the wrong bush here, does bite off more than he could chew as Lunastra able to pick it up quite quickly. Falling Star Moon down at the mid though, and down goes Azazel off camera, but up here, we do see that best player and Nicolette are going to kind of close in the distance. Oh, this is not the fight that best player wants. Take it down very quickly, but we do see these yin yangs coming in from Nicolette. A lot of damage now. Totnak in a little bit of trouble here, is trying to get away there. A little bit of camera issues there, but we do still see this fight going on as we are continuing here. Chopapi is going to be able to disengage from this fight, and it is an 8-10 lead for Team Sexy with about a 3K gold lead.
And you're seeing the pickoffs, that Karina is able to do, and the angles that she's best player is taking. They don't really have an answer. Like, I thought the answer was going to be Cho, but Cho's really just been burning his ultis on to Warrior. And we did see previously before that fight, they burnt about 3 ultis in taking out Warrior, which allowed Team Sexy to, push a little bit more, knowing that they don't have those disengaged tools from the Akai and the Cho.
Oh no, we do see Totnak in a little bit of trouble here. Does get taken down pretty quickly as that heavy spin is activated there. Azazel gets taken down by best player, and right now, best player is a menace. Look how much damage he's able to do, and they are going to go ahead and zone out the rest of Lunastra as they go ahead, putting on the damage to this Lord, and that is a easy pickup for Team Sexy, and Lunastra in a little bit of a bad position here. Since they don't have, or do they? They have one tower so far. And right now it is all Team Sexy so far.
Team Sexy is really just, they're on top of their macro plays here. Every lane is pushing at the same time, and they're making Esmeralda have to be, away from the team fights to just defend.
Oh, Warrior coming in here is going to go ahead and have to flicker out there as Totnak comes in there to zone out the rest of Team Sexy. But it does look like they're going to go ahead and put a lot of pressure onto this top, as we do have the Lord crashing down at bottom. So they're getting a decent amount of value out of this Lord as they take down one tower so far. Warrior and the rest of Team Sexy are rotating now onto this mid tower, trying to see if they can get maybe just a little bit more value. Lord is still up at the bottom, so it is taking them a little bit of problems. We do see, Totnak does get taken down there. A lot of damage diving into almost the entire team there. That's not what you want, and down goes the mid tower. So now we have a lot of damage coming out from Nicolette onto this Lao Yi, and it's forcing Lunastra to back off as Team Sexy is going to go ahead and disengage while clearing out the enemy jungle. Oh, nope, it looks like they actually want this tower.
It's all about the towers for them. But we are about to see Sicilian potentially hit their power spike. 12 minutes into the match, Sicilian does have the Clock of Destiny, the Lightning Truncheon, and the Dominance Ice. So it really comes down to how Team Sexy can, if they can get Lunastra to come out of the base and really adventure out.
Well, what this means for Lunastra here with Chow Poppy getting those stacks, getting those items there, it means that they're going to have an amazing clear with those Sanguine Claws and the subsequent damage that Chow Poppy can be output onto the Sicilian is going to make it a lot easier. But it just depends on how long Lunastra's front line can hold. I mean, I feel like right now we need to play the long con game. We're about 6k gold behind. They're showing right now that they're having a lot of trouble with these team fights, and I feel like we need to try to get this more even before we try to really take on these team engagements. I don't really know if there's a Lord that we're going to be able to contest here since we're so far behind, but I feel like right now what we do have is the danger of defense here that we can perform as Lunastra with this Sicilian to be able to take out these minions quickly, throw on that suppressive fire while they're trying to push.
Lunastra really just doesn't have any map control at all at this point. You know, Team Sexy is just, they're choking them out. So it's really good play by them. Forcing the Sicilian, you know, have to adventure a little bit further out of base, and you know potentially catch Sicilian sleeping.
Yeah, look how fast they were able to take down this turtle. Not even a question of whether Lunastra would be able to go there and contest. They blinked and that Lord was taken down. And right now we do have a Luminous Lord charging down through the mid. We do see up at the top that Team Sexy is going to go ahead, try to take down these lanes, try to sync this up. And this is going to be a problem for Lunastra. It depends all on this base defense if they will continue on in this game. We do see a concealed play coming down. We do see a warrior coming down. Does not catch anything there when we have the first inhibitor tower up at the top going down, followed closely behind by the second inhibitor turret. And Lunastra is in a bad way, getting pushed back down to their towers. Futaba is going to activate that heavy spin, taking a lot of damage, but they are able to take down that Lord very quickly. So a good job by Lunastra, but they did lose 2 inhibitor towers there.
They did, and you know, Team Sexy just choosing their time. They're gonna move out. Okay, no, bit of a disengage there from Cho. He just decided that was the wrong bush to jump into.
Well, and that's the thing too, is what was the outcome you were expecting there? Cho's been getting caught here in a lot of these bushes. Oh, when you see Fatal Links coming in, does grab Cho, and Chow Poppy does go down, and this is going to be a real big dent in their clearing ability and their defense for the base. Azazel and Savior are back at the base. They're the lone 2 left to defend against Team Sexy as that last inhibitor goes down. We do have minions marching in. Are Azazel and Savior going to be able to protect this core from the whole of Team Sexy? We're about to find out as Azazel is doing his best to try to stop this minion. They are going to go on to look at the damage onto the turret. That is not going to be enough, and Lunastra is knocked out. The top 16, and Team Sexy moves on to the top 8 of the North American Challenger Tournament.
Congratulations, Team Sexy. Amazing team play from them there. But you know, it was a bit of a tough match there for the Sicilian to really get any farm and really affect it. But excellent game from Team Sexy.
Yeah, I kind of felt like maybe Totnak leaning a little heavy on what he thought he would be able to sustain. We just saw like with that last engagement where he checked into a bush where the entirety of Team Sexy was sitting there. You have to have a plan. There has to be a reason. Like, what would happen? What is the best outcome that you were hoping for checking for that bush? That there was not going to be anybody there? You have to expect if there's going to be enemies in there. Are you going to be able to do anything? Is your team there to help you? And a lot of the times Totnak was getting caught there. And we do see again here, with the exception of Rimuru on the side of Team Sexy, the 60% team fight participation meant that you always were dealing with Team Sexy, the group, and not just one singled out Team Sexy player.
And you were always facing, when you were facing Atlas, you were always getting damaged by Lu Yi. So, you know, it's a good backup plan to have there for the Atlas, because they do want to take him out so the Fatal Links isn't an issue. And we did see that a lot with Totnak putting his Way of Dragon onto the Atlas. But like you said, you have to really choose your engages when you're using a Cho.
Yeah, and then you also have to think about some of these fights in the jungle, in those tight little spaces. That's where Lao Yi and Atlas shine, in those little funneled area, those choke points, akin to that 300 choke point, where you're funneling all the enemies in there, and Lao Yi doesn't really even have to aim. You're just able to throw abilities out willy-nilly because you're gonna hit something in that closed-in area. But man, a great game played by both of them. Unfortunately, only one can move on, and that is going to be Team Sexi. And man, I am so impressed. New roster, only been playing for a few months now, but that game was impressive by Team Sexi.
It was, and I was very impressed with Warriors Roam. You know, I went into the game, highlighting Gold, best player, and Nicolette a lot, but really, Warrior did a great job at providing the peel for his team and Gold, and making sure that Gold got his farm up and was able to affect the game like he did.
Yeah, and I feel like that was probably one of the bigger win conditions for Team Sexi, and to be better in this tournament too, is that it's one of my win conditions for them to do well in this tournament, is for it not to just be the Nicolette best player and Gold show. We need for the tank, the roam, we need for Rimuru, we need for Warrior to start stepping up on that team, to be equal partners there, to kind of like start taking the reins away from the more veteran players, and that's kind of what they did here. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Those were some intense games for this Friday, but we're gonna go ahead and toss it off to the wonderful Assassin Dave.
All right, it's good to be back. Again, what a dominating match from Team Sexi that right there. I gotta say, for the two best of threes that we watched today, the tank players are actually the highlights. The hyper carry players are there consistently doing a lot of damage, showing up at the right position. But the tank players truly made a difference in those games. We see those Atlas engages. We see the Kufa engages from the Valley. It's just been an awesome experience to watch those games. Just textbook execution from beginning to end. But ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it for us today. Again, on screen right now is a redeem code for all of our North American viewers. If you are from United States of America, if you're from Canada, make sure you use the code right now to redeem 100 free diamonds if the code is still active, because we only have 50 players who redeem the first can get this free 100 diamonds, and that's a lot of free diamonds for you to redeem, for you to take home. And again, it's gonna be wrap it up for us today. Big shout out to all the top 8 contestants. Starting tomorrow, we're gonna have the final round for the knockout stage for NACT. Basically, we're gonna determine 4 grand finalists going to the next week that will play in the double elimination format to determine one final champion for North America Challenger Tournament summer season. And the top 8 contestants for North America Challenger Tournaments are Meta, Black Bulls, Team First Blood, Insomniacs, New Wave, Anarchy, The Valley, and Team Sexi. So what you waiting for? If you have not liked, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells, this is your time to go ahead and do all of those so you get a buzz every time we go live, because we'll go live for the next 2 days of this weekend to keep you company for the incredible days. So with that being said, this is gonna be it for all of us. Make sure to follow our amazing talented casters, Private Dancer, Combatcat Gaming on their social medias. Both of them stream on Twitch and make videos on a consistent basis. Make sure to follow them so you can get consistent updates in Mobile Legends on the Land of Dawn. And I'm your host, Assassin Dave. With that, we're signing off, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, wonderful day. Bye for now. Mwah.